I don't know if you've ever had one of those days where you just have to get outside. You've had enough of staring at a bloody computer screen or answering phone calls and emails, and you just need to get outside. Well, today is one of those days for me. Sometimes when I take on too much work, the nature of my work, I look after marketing campaigns for a bunch of clients. Some of them are quite large. One of them is a $4 billion a year business, and it can get a bit too much sometimes, and you just need to get outside and just sort of reset. You know, some people go for a walk around the block, some people go outside for a cigarette. You know, I like to get out here to one of my favourite shooting locations and just be out amongst the rolling hills and the fresh air, the setting sun, and lots of cows. Let me show you this. This is funny. Where I live, there are probably tens of thousands of kangaroos, and where there aren't kangaroos, there are cows. Hey, listen guys, if you want to be in the video, you got to come around the other side. Geez, imagine if all of them subscribed to my channel. I'd just about double my subscriber count in one day. I don't know if that was a vote in favour or against. Yeah, so anyway, I just needed to get out of the bloody house. Well, not so much out of the house. I like my house. I like where I work. I love working from home, but my home office also has my computer in it, and I spend too much time in front of it. So here I am. I have no plan, no specific goal. Although I have been thinking about a couple of videos I saw recently, one from Nigel Danson, where he went out to take 5 photos. 5 presses of the shutter was all he allowed himself. And then Thomas Heaton, just in the last couple of days, he did a video of 10 images across over 10 miles in boring locations. And I have to agree with a lot of what he said, that you know, some of the best images you'll get will actually be close to home. They won't be exotic locations, because yeah, sure, anyone can take an awesome photo, you know, when you've got beautiful mountain ranges and a winding stream, and you know, you're in Yosemite or somewhere like that. It's pretty hard to take a bad photo, although I'm sure some have still succeeded. But you know, if you get half reasonable light, when you've got a location like that, it's piss easy. But when you just sit in an area that you're familiar with, and you just look around and sort of regain that childlike curiosity that I spoke about a little while ago, then you can actually get some really beautiful images. And oftentimes the best images you get are very, very simple, almost abstract, minimalist style images. So actually, the thought occurred to me as I was driving over here that maybe what I should do is just challenge myself to get 5 decent photos from one spot. Not from one location, from one spot. My camera right behind me, sitting on a tripod there, I can move it up and down, and I can pan left and right, and I can change focal length, but I wonder if I can get 3 to 5 decent photos just from that spot of this location here. So I think that might be what I'm going to do. You know, my Uncle Billy in Tasmania, long dead now, had a dairy farm, and all of his cows had names, and he would call them by name, and they would come running up to him like happy little dogs. And I can't help but think that these cows would be the same. Look at them all. They're just like big puppy dogs, aren't you? Look at you all. You're so cute. I love them. Cows are beautiful. You know, years ago, my oldest daughter Amy and I went fishing with my father-in-law, and while he was enjoying his fishing, her and I just laid down on the grass in this field, and just sort of looked up at the clouds. It was lovely. One of those lovely moments that years later I still think about. And I remember we laid there for a while and closed our eyes, and I was, you know, I had her head on my shoulder. She was just a little thing back then. And after a while we opened our eyes again, and we were literally surrounded by cows all around us, just staring at us like, what kind of creature is this? It was so cute. You know, and they're such big, heavy creatures. They could have trampled us to death quite easily. But like I said, they're just like big puppy dogs. And they were just staring at us, trying to figure out what we were. It was really cute. Anyway, I think I might try and take some photos, eh? Let's see what I can do. Sorry, moo cows. I'm going to take some photos now. So, I'm going to start training this around the joint and see what I can find. Stabilization off, AF on, full range. Okay. Let's see what we can see. We've got a bit of a breeze here, so I am going to put stabilization on. And I think I have my first composition already. Looking at 1/8 of a second at f16, 100 ISO. What are you complaining about, huh? Mooing like a crazy cow. They're very curious, cows. Oh, that's it. The sun's disappearing behind a cloud. So we're getting much more muted light now. It always seems to happen. Always seems to happen that I get cloud right on the horizon over there behind the mountains. I guess it's because there's a mountain range there, so they tend to accumulate and then just sort of roll over the hills, over the mountains slowly. Yeah. Let's crank this up a little. Damn it, I need my glasses. I need my glasses to do everything. Soon I'm going to need my glasses just to fart. That's better. All right, so, oh, the sun's popped out again. Better have another look. All right, so I reckon that's my first shot. I reckon I got my first shot already. Now, let's go for something a little more abstract. I actually prefer shooting in the period just before sunset rather than at sunset. Was that a kangaroo down there? Yeah. We've got heaps of kangaroos down here. Kajillions of the bastards. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Okay, so before the light went a bit flat like it is now, I was actually photographing this and there was light kissing both of these hills. You'll see the still shot anyway. Now I've totally lost the light. Look how flat it is. No sun left. And all my disciples are gathered. Hey, you fellas. You're interested in photography, are you? Hey? Imagine if they just all stampeded for me now. I'd be dead. See, all it takes is a bit of fresh air. Get outside, talk to some cows. It's like therapy. I feel better already. He's a nice little cow, huh? Hello. Don't get scared. All right, I'll back off. I don't want you to get frightened. All right, so totally lost the light now. I had this idea when I was sitting here that I would get some nice shots of the sun hitting different parts of these hills here, because it is really nice the way the sun impacts these hills. Oh, it's just popped out again for a second. You'll have to excuse me. That's not enough though. I wonder if my eye detect works on cows. It detects a head. There you go. A Canon R5 can detect a cow. little eye detect on a moo cow. Groovy. Yeah. Alright, let's go back to normal programming. Man, don't know if I'm going to get those 3 shots. I think I barely got 2. It's really not very impressive. Bye. Ooh, I should put my fancy gloves on. Now that I have my own set of Valorets, might as well look like a pro. I always have trouble buying gloves because I've got really fat sausage fingers and fat hands, which I inherited from my dad, and my dad's are about 1.5 times the size of mine, which means I have to get large gloves. But the trouble is, large gloves always mean long fingers, and I don't have long fingers. I've got short, stumpy fingers. These Valorets are reasonably close. They're a bit tight, but they're not bad. I do love that fold up finger and thumb thing. That is very clever, the way that works. Ooh, nice and warm. I'm so used to freezing my fingers off that I keep forgetting I got these. But this is nice. Oh, I just saw something else I can photograph. Woohoo! Behind me. I didn't say I had to shoot in the same direction. I said I had to stay in the same spot. So that's what I'm looking at. You can see the power lines. They're up above and behind the trees. But look at that lovely pink glow. And these 2 trees being a nice, lovely au pair. Yes, I'm going to shoot that. Well, this is nice using these gloves. I can actually operate the controls. It's cool. I like it. Shooting at f11, 80th of a second. Let's get this down to back to 100 ISO, since my back is to the wind now, effectively protecting the camera from the wind. So I'm shooting at 40th at f11, 100 ISO, 2-second timer. I don't think this is unique to me, that sometimes it just feels like work gets too much. I know that there are people who can just rock up for work, do sort of the minimum of what they have to do, and then go home with a clear conscience and, you know, kick the cat and kiss the wife and sink half a dozen beers. But I've never been that way. I've always felt super conscious of over-delivering with my clients or my employer, whoever it is I'm working for. And so I find myself often working much, much faster than what I need to, working a lot longer than I need to, working harder than I need to. And, you know, eventually you just reach sort of burnout. And if you don't do something about it quickly, then you can be burned out for weeks, even months at a time, you know. So you've really got to recognize it when it happens and just draw a line in the sand and just say, I'm off, I'm out. I'll answer your emails tomorrow. I'll deal with that thing tomorrow. You know, and each time I do that, each time I remember that I can do that, no one's ever got a problem with it, because I think for the most part I work faster than many of my colleagues and faster than many of my clients expect. Probably because I've been doing the work I do for so many years, for decades now, that a lot of it I can do very fast, and a lot of it I don't need to think too hard about because I've done it 12 times before, whatever technical issue it might be. Geez, that tree looks really nice again over there. I think I might have to shoot it again. And so, you know, because I know how to do those things quickly and easily, I do them faster than I have to, when really I could slow down a bit. So, you know, doing this, getting in the car, driving out 20 minutes from home and just being here with my camera and the cows, you know, I feel restored already. You know, the heartbeat has dropped, the blood flow has slowed, and I feel calm again. And that looks beautiful. So I have to do that again. This time I'm going to swivel you around like this. So I have my nice little lever release here on my iFootage Gazelle to hand. Pop my sausage fingers out again. And let's see if we can shoot this one. Oh, that colour now. Oh yeah. Let me show you. Yeah, look at that colour now. Isn't that beautiful? Now I'll zoom out. Oops, out. That colour's just magnifique, as Kevin Hardcastle would say. Yes, that is a shot. That is a shot. I shall get rid of those bloody power lines, and I might actually zoom out a bit so I could do a 1-to-1 crop if I want to. So the way I've composed it is not necessarily how the shot will be. I like to decide that after the fact. I know a lot of photographers like to decide how their shot is going to be cropped as they're shooting it. I don't. I like to leave the options open because it's often hard to know until you get the image in front of you and you think, no, this definitely works as a 1-to-1, or this needs to be a 16:9, 4:3 would work better. Even sometimes I'll crop, you know, a vertical shot into a horizontal or vice versa, because it just works better. Because until you've got it, you know, in flat 2 dimensions in front of you like that, with all of the 3-dimensional distractions that we inherently have, it's very hard to know for certain how best to present that image. That colour's beautiful. I just love it. This time I'm going to go a bit tighter. And I think about there. What am I shooting at? 15th, f11, 100 ISO. Lovely. Lovely. Oh yes, that's lovely. That's a shot. That's definitely a shot. Man, I feel so much better. Just coming out, it was definitely what I needed. Now, is there a shot here somewhere? I don't know that there is. Just love the sound of the crickets and the birds, the crows, the ravens. It's not crickets, sorry, frogs. It's just beautiful. Man, I tell you, landscape photography, it is a brilliant form of therapy. If you're feeling stressed out, it is just the best. Doesn't take long. It's almost as though nature is saying to us, this is where you belong. You know, stop screwing around in front of bloody computer screens. You belong outside. And as soon as we listen and we do it, you know, we get rewarded. We feel better. It's so good for us, it really is. Anyway, I think that's it for me for today. This was definitely worth doing. Just putting my sausage fingers away. Anyway, normally I like to show my images as I take them in a video, but since I don't know whether these are any good, I think some of them, a couple of them might be okay, but I think most of them are a little bit on the ordinary side. But still, you know, there's so many reasons to do this. You know, apart from the mental aspect, the mental health aspect of just getting out and spending some time out in nature and talking to cows. You know, there is just the simple and time-honoured tradition of practice. Just practicing your craft. It's the only way to get better at something is to practice. And I don't mean practice, you know, with an iron will and steely determination. I mean just the act of practicing what it is you love doing. You know, it's like a fellow I met about 30 years ago. Big, loud American motivational speaker, Charlie Tremendous Jones was his name, long dead now, but a funny guy. And he said, you know, there are 2 things in life more than anything else that will determine how your life will come out. And they are the people you meet and the books you read. And he said that the best way to build a habit of reading is just to read enough to stay curious. Don't read too much. Don't read to be smarter. Read to be simpler and more down to earth. You know, don't read to show people up. Don't read to reinforce your opinions. Read, if nothing else, to expand your opinions and expand your understanding of things. But ultimately, most importantly, he said, don't ever read too much. You know, and don't always read to learn. Read to unlearn a lot of things. But just do it enough to stay curious and hungry for more. And I think, you know, that's a metaphor that applies to just about everything, you know. When you're young, dumb and full of hormones, you go at everything like a bull at a gate. And as you get older, you realise that that's unhealthy. It's not terribly productive, and you can make a lot of mistakes along the way approaching things like that. Far better to take things at a pace where it remains enjoyable, to force yourself to take breaks so that you feel energized when you come back. And I have to say, that's how I feel right now. I feel so relaxed right now. I felt so stressed and wired driving down here, but now I just feel totally relaxed. And I'm not going to check my computer again tonight, but when I do tomorrow morning, I'm going to want to. I'm going to enjoy it because I've taken a break that I believe I deserve. So anyway, hopefully you'll do the same, and hopefully there's a couple of nice photos out of this. And if there are, I'm going to show them to you in just a sec. But yeah, I think it's time to head home. Thanks so much for watching. It's been nice having you with me. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. It helps enormously. And if you're not subscribed and you've been watching my videos for a while, then consider subscribing. It'd be nice to have you along. Till next time, thanks for watching and bye for now. You're still here. What are you doing here? Go. See you next time.